Stop labeling, start living. I feel like I have seen so many of your comments and talked to so many clients and people, and there's always this labeling happening. And sometimes labeling ourselves can limit us more and, hold us back from stepping into being ourselves, no matter where we are, no matter who we are with. And that can feel lonely, that can feel anxiety inducing, that can create all sorts of mental analysis and limitation. And I really want to talk about this with you today, so that's our topic. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Vanessa, and I find this topic incredibly important because sometimes our human brain just wants to define something because it feels like with that it creates control and safety. So if you define yourself as socially, like with social anxiety, it's a thing, yes it is, but if we define ourselves always, I am an avoidant, I am anxious, it's linguistic, it's language, and your mind is deeply connected to words. So what you say to yourself that is true to you, that will become part of your identity. So I just want to remind you, and I don't want to make this video too long today, but I just want this to be a reminder for you. No matter if you say, I'm too old, I don't have time anymore, these are all things you're telling yourself, but you don't actually know if that is the truth. Think about it. Can you say to 100% sure, you're 100% sure that this is the truth? Or is this something you're telling yourself? No matter what it is right now, no matter what your doubt, your challenge, your insecurity, your fear is right now, are you 100% certain that this is the truth? Because honestly, today and always, especially today with all the information in the world, you can find evidence for anything and everything. So I just want to let you know that if you say, yes, I'm 100% sure, yes, you will find evidence for whatever you believe is true. So why not believe something positive and work on unblocking or closing the gap of you telling yourself something new and you believing it or trusting it. Sometimes we can just start by telling ourselves something new and choosing a different path, story, direction in life. We can decide something different without necessarily being fully convinced that this is true. But if you decide to believe something and you decide to trust yourself in a way, and you start taking action towards it, and you start maybe working with somebody to release or reduce fears or anything that stands in between you and what you want, or you and how you want to live, who you want to be with, all these sort of things, what you want to work, and so on and so forth, then you are becoming literally the creator of your life, because you are not longer chained to a story that has been automatically established in your life, either accidentally because you picked it up from society or the environment, the people around you, or it's a consequence of suffering, a consequence of being hurt, and having experienced something painful in your life. So I want you to really, what is a good word for that? I want you to get really curious about your thoughts and your beliefs and what you decide unconsciously or consciously to be true. When you decide at maybe you're 40 or you're 70 and you decide, I'm too old for XYZ, is that true, or is this the story you're telling yourself? Because I recently read one comment that really stayed in my mind, where somebody, I don't have the full comment in my head right now, but where somebody said, I realized that I haven't, brought a lot of my dreams that I have had to fruition. And now I know that some of those dreams are not achievable anymore. Well, if it's something like, if you're a woman and you're 50 and I cannot have children anymore, yes, maybe you cannot have biological children. But, if you have the desire, the dream to be a mother, or maybe check in with yourself, what of the dream is especially important to you? So let's stay with this example. It can be anything in your life, but let's say it is, what is it? Is it supporting somebody in their growth process? Is it being a mother? Is it, like doing all these things like painting with a child or cooking with a child? Like, what is the most important thing for you in that whole I want to be a mother process? Because maybe there's an opportunity to support somebody else in that process, or maybe there's an opportunity to adopt. Maybe there's an opportunity to help out in a kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that one version of how you thought your dream is supposed to look like is not available right now to you, but maybe it also is. Yeah, sometimes we tell ourselves it is not possible when it actually is. Obviously, if your biological clock, this is a very specific thing, very specific example. But there are so many things, like, how do you find friends when you're 70? Yeah, people ask me all the time, like, how do you make friends when you're older? And what I would say is, do not compromise on who you are. Connect to things, like envision what would make me feel really good. Is it a painting class? Is it going to musical theater, or whatever you like? What are the things that you enjoy doing? And then go do them. And on the way, as you're doing them, where's your favorite cafe? Can you have a nice conversation with somebody sitting next to you, or just asking them a question? Go and do the things that you love. Go and sit at the places or visit the places that you are curious about or that you enjoy, where you like food and drinks, coffee, whatever. And there you will sooner or later connect with people. Now, you could say, I'm doing that already, but nothing is happening. Are you patient with yourself? Or are you telling yourself in your mind, nobody wants to talk to me anyway? I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not enough, I'm too much. Like, observe your inner narrative and just see if you're even afraid to connect to others. Because we can have the deepest desire to connect with somebody, but we can be closed off because we're so afraid to be rejected, not loved, all these sort of things. So ask yourself, am I even open to make new friends? Have I accepted myself enough as I am that I can say, yeah, I want to be a good friend. I am a good friend. I am worthy of meeting new people. Like, have you accepted yourself enough that you can go out there and be open enough for somebody even talk to you? Because sometimes when we are closed off, we emit the energy of, I shouldn't talk to that person, or that person is busy. Like, do you go to a cafe sometimes and just sit there without maybe blocking yourself with your phone or your book or your journal? Like, think about these two ways. And then also, I really truly believe that sometimes we have one picture in our mind of how our dream is supposed to play out. Maybe there's a different way available if you allowed yourself to step out of the box of how it should be, and envision or get curious about new ways How are other people dealing with it? Yeah, get inspired. Get inspired of, how a dream can transform, or, what haven't you considered yet? And then also, because of that another comment where somebody said, I think it's too late now. A lot of my dreams I cannot bring to fruition anymore. Well, first, what I already said, maybe there's another iteration or another way that dream can come to fruition. If you wanted to become a singer, but you feel now, oh, I cannot be a singer anymore because I'm not this and this and that, can you find a choir to connect with people and sing there, like the type of music that you like? Can you take singing lessons? Can you, support like your grandchild or your child at school? And there are always roles where parents can sing or support or play or paint. There's so many different ways that I cannot even, it would take hours for me to mention all that in here. So that is one way. And the second one is that if you notice that you haven't made something happen because whatever reason, because you were afraid, because you felt like you didn't have time, you weren't connected to your dreams, if that is the case for you, then I would be like, all right, so I didn't make these things happen. I let myself grieve it. I sit with the grief of what I haven't allowed myself to bring to life. There may even be anger. Yeah. So I have a meditation pinned below where you can just see, check it out. There's a free meditation below that's emotional release. It says anger and upset. So I would just take myself through that meditation and see what emotions are coming up, what messages are coming up. It's really powerful meditation. You can try it out for free. And I would, sit with the grief. And then the first thing that I would do is, whoa, what are my dreams now? What do I want to do? And even if it's scary, I would not tell myself, oh, poor me, I didn't bring this alive. Now I'm going to sit in the sadness of that. You know what? Because in the next 10 years, you're going to look back and say, I did it again. I didn't bring my dreams alive again. What was I thinking? And do you want to be in that cycle of sort of disappointing yourself again and again and again? I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean that with love. But, sometimes we need a little kick in the butt where we tell ourselves, wait, here's an opportunity to change my behavior, to take a different action. So do I want to reinforce the story of, whatever your story is? You need to find out, what is my negative story that holds me back from taking action on what I want to do? Because also what I feel in that comment from that person, and I hope it's okay, I use this as an example because it's really powerful, so thank you for commenting this. There's a negative story about yourself involved. So when you never take action on what you want, you may have been disconnected from trust. You also, let me rephrase that. When you are never taking action on your dreams, not even the tiniest action, then you are disconnecting from self-trust. Because a part of you starts to not trust yourself because you haven't taken action. Why should it send you more intuitive hits? Why should it believe in you? Because you are not showing up. You're not showing up for yourself. You're not listening inside. You've maybe listened all the time outside. Maybe there's been fear involved and all these things. Sorry, German. But maybe now is the opportunity to prove yourself, hey, I'm so sorry. And that is part of the grieving process. Maybe you need to apologize to your inner child, your inner teenager, whatever part of you maybe wasn't even heard by your caretakers, by your parents. Yeah, maybe there's a component of you that didn't feel safe to pursue what you wanted because either you weren't reassured as a child, or you weren't taken seriously in your sensitivity, in your dreams, in your playfulness, in your courage and naivety. So your job is to be a better parent to your child, to your inner child, and tell your inner child, I know you told me so many times, but I've been so afraid to take action. So I apologize. I love you and I don't want to let you down. What do you need? What do you want? What do you want us to pursue in life? What is your dream? Yeah. And that may sound abstract, but you could call it inner child work or parts work, where you just get in touch with the part of you that is really afraid to take action and ask them, whoa, why are you so afraid? Where does this stem from? And feel that part. Yeah, you can close your eyes down, take a few deep breaths, get in touch with that part of you that's afraid to take action. Maybe there's something that's been said to you as a child, or like an emotion that you've been stuck with that has been preventing you from taking action. Yeah, but there's probably something that wants to be seen by you, emotionally, mentally. So get in touch with that part that is afraid, because we want to get it on board. We don't want to push it away. We don't want to force it. Didn't work in childhood, won't work as an adult, because that part is still within you and that needs care, your care from you. And then also let's talk about the excited part that is bored. The excited part that is depressed, maybe. The excited part that is like, yeah, you don't do, like when you get in touch with that part, what does it say? For me, it would say, yeah, like not in my personal example, but just the energy that I'm picking up is like, yeah, you know what? You're not taking action on anything that I want to do. So, okay, I'm not going to trust you anymore. You know what I mean? Like this part is probably bored, out of their mind. That part may be not trusting you anymore and may close off from you. So that may take joy and playfulness away from your life. That may make you feel depressed. That may make you feel low on energy, because you're disintegrated, disconnected from that inner flame, from that inner fire. So how do you connect to that inner fire again? You listen to that part of you, that inner child, that teenager, whatever it is, that had a dream or several. Yeah, and ask them, what do you need? What do you want? How do you feel? And sometimes there is resistance for that part to open up to you again. So if you don't get anything, that's often a sign that this part, doesn't feel safe with you anymore. So, just imagine, wait 1 second. Just imagine, come down, sweetie. Sorry, the cat wants to jump. Good. Where were we? Yeah, so you need to rebuild a relationship to that part of you that maybe doesn't feel comfortable with you anymore, or is mad at you. Like you need to find out, go inward, journal, go inward, close your eyes, connect to that part. And often when we don't get any information, like I just said, it's a sign that there is resistance of that part. So don't give up, don't think it's not working, but sit with the resistance. So how do you do that? You are being with, if you're not getting anything, you just sit with, okay, I understand. I'm just here until you're ready to open up to me. And take a deep breath, relax your body, decide to open your heart, and decide to, I'm ready to listen now. Yeah, I'm ready to listen. And if there's a feeling inside of you like, this is annoying, I'm not ready to listen at all, it's a different kind of resistance coming up. And so then be with that. Be with this annoyance. Yeah, because this is a very parental way of not having patience, So sit with the impatience, be with the impatience, and even tell the impatience, I am so impatient. and tell the impatience, it's okay, I wait for you whenever you feel patient. And then that part may melt a little bit because it's being seen by you. It's being seen in a way that maybe it hasn't been seen. And then maybe some sadness comes through, or some grief or something like that. It's a process of feeling. You cannot do that by thinking. Yeah, so it's really about probably creating space in terms of sitting in a space that feels good, maybe putting on some music, some soft music that helps you feel safe and even a little emotional, yeah, connected to yourself. And then take a few deep breaths, close your eyes down, and just decide to call forward that part. Either that fear part, or that, like that part that has dreams, that may be your inner child or your inner teenager. And the grieving process, like I said, often revolves around saying, sorry that I didn't listen to you. Sorry that I didn't take you seriously. Maybe mom didn't take you seriously. Maybe my brother, your father, your whoever. Maybe somebody didn't, your teacher, your peers didn't take you seriously. But now I'm here to listen. Okay, so that is the process. And like I said, if there's resistance in the beginning, this is not something you do once. This is something, if you really want to make a change in your life, you gotta decide, and there's a bit of a journey involved. Yeah, so I'm gonna take out this thing that is so annoying to me in this conscious community or whatever, where people feel like, oh, like there is no resistance, there should not be resistance, it's all easy and floaty and whatever. No, it's not. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put in a little bit of, I crumble a little bit of reality onto your life, because you gotta put in some work if you want to see change. And that's not a bad thing. We're so afraid to work hard on the right things, but we're so used to holding ourselves back, which is hard work as well, from just going for what we want. Yeah, and in the beginning it may feel hard to be yourself more, to connect to yourself more, to sit with yourself and connect to those parts and not run away. But the more you do that, the easier it gets, and the harder it gets to not be yourself. The harder it gets not to listen to your intuition. The harder it gets not to follow your dreams. It's a repatterning process. It's like reversing, upside downing, putting back into alignment. Yeah, and so there is a birthing process. It's like when a child is born. That's not all, rainbows and butterflies. That's hard work, and everybody who's a mother knows that. This is painful, but you forget the pain when you hold your baby in your hands, or when, like they walk for the first time, you don't remember any of it. Because you've went through it, and you focus on you focus on the good, on where you want to be, on what you want to achieve, and not on the little rocks in the path. They only make you stronger. Yeah, so it would be so easy if you could just simply get what you want all the time. And you probably can, but the crux in it is your mind needs to be open for it. So this is where the work is. The repatterning, the releasing of stories, of emotions, of held actions that we didn't take, of holding backs. So this is where the work is. But once you get into it, it won't feel like work. It will just feel like, oh, this is what I gotta do? Okay, let me just feel that through. Because that's so much easier than sitting and waiting for somebody to knock on your door and tell you, you're so amazing, here is everything you ever wanted. it's so much more fulfilling when you actually allow yourself to go for it yourself. Yeah, so investigate your stories, investigate your words, and I'm not saying constantly analyzing. Don't fall into the extreme of it, yeah? I'm saying observe. How do you talk to yourself? What are the words that you're maybe not even aware of that are circling in your mind, that are conditioning your body towards taking actions, not taking actions, taking the right actions for you, taking actions that hold you back, you know? So words are incredibly powerful. And if I were you, I would get in touch with my inner narratives and become aware of them, because then you can make a different decision. So investigate your decisions. There's also a clarity journal that I have that honestly I find it really, really powerful. There are also 4 meditations featured in it. It's a low price tag, it's 22 euros. And you get a whole lot of clarity through it. So I can just recommend you try that out if you don't know where to start. And that's it for today. I love you, and I know you've got this. I just need you to start deciding to believe in yourself and not find every evidence against yourself. Start finding every evidence for yourself.